Okay. Okay. Third unit, as per our syllabus, you can find two concepts. Pre-processor directives, according to the syllabus, we can follow these two concepts. First one is the pre-processor directives. Next one is the file handlings. Okay, the pre-processor directives is very simple. It takes 2 hours to 2 sessions. Next, remaining sessions will take file handling methods. So the file handling methods is very important and big concept in the third unit. Okay, today we can verify the pre-processing directives. Okay, okay, come to the pre-processor directives. Again, we can divide into three parts. First part is macro substitution directives. Second one include directives. Third part is the conditional compilation. Okay, so these are very familiar. Okay, already you know what is where we have used hash define, hash include. Okay, these are related to our pre-processor directives. So already we are worked with hash define and hash include header files. Okay, so the same concept with some extension we can discuss here. So next, you can see here macro substitution directives. Already you know as defined. Let's come to the macro substitution directives. Next, one more additional macro substitution directives is hash undef undef. Okay, that is the two hash define and hash undefines are used to macro substitutions. Next, include contains only one statement is there hash include, but two type of representations or two type of usage is there for the include. First one is hash include left shift header file means that it ends with a dot h. Next, one more representation is there that is hash include particular file. So particular file is the representation is different. First part is we are using less than symbol and greater than symbol, and the second representation we are using double quotations. Within the double quotations we have to mention the file. Okay, next come to the conditional compilation. As a okay, we know conditional operations. What are the conditional operators? Generally if else. Okay, so the combination of if else here along with the hash symbol we are using conditional compilation. Okay, hash if, hash else, hash if def, hash and if, hash if and def. These are the pre-processor directives as per our syllabus. Okay, beyond our syllabus, one more is there that is not discussed here. Okay, totally four pre-processor directives are the types are there. Out of four, we are verifying uh, except the last one we are verifying three out of four we are discussing 3 points. Okay, let us discuss with the macro substitution directives. Okay, the macro substitution directives. Okay, the macro substitution directories is nothing but using of hash define. Okay, the direction of hash define statement. This statement usually known as macro definition. Okay, how we can use actually hash define in the following example. Hash define space pi space 3.141. Pi is a value, is a constant value. We know that pi value is always 3.141. How we can represent hash define next pi uh, as defined. Okay, this this pi 3.141. We can define a constant in the definition section. In the following of the program, we can use the pi value as 3.141, that is unchanged during the program execution. Okay, the same information we can give like this. First part is hash define. Next, it is one of the identifier. Next, definition of the value of that hash define pi value. Here identifier is pi, string is 3.141. Like that, we can define, okay, it is this pi, this type of definition is called macro substitution. What is macro and substitution? These again two combination words. Here, pi is a pi is also called as identifier, that is also called as macro. Next, what is substitution? In the following of the program, we can substitute this pi value instead of 3.141. So that is the macro substitution. Okay, actually these type of methods are categorized into three types. Okay, you can see in the following three type of macro categories. First one is a simple macro, simple, simple macro. Okay, simple macro, next augmented macro, and nested macro. So these are very simple. We can verify with more example and practical, theoretical example as well as the practical examples. Okay, so that is the basic idea about macro substitution. Macro substitution. What is macro substitution? How we can define the macros of macro substitution? With only with the help of by using this hash define will make macro as well as substitution of that macro in the following of the program. Okay, given information. So like that you can define some of the macros and following of the program we can substitute that meaning. Okay, in that way, that is broadly categorized into three type of macros. First one is the simple macro. Second one is the augmented macro. Last one is the nested macro. So nested word is a repeated word in our C language programming. So the same scenario is also applied here. Let us start with the simple macro. Simple macro. Okay, the simple macro using has defined. Okay, let us verify. Okay, previously we are using has defined so many times. Okay, all the has defined operations which we used in the previously, all are called all are nothing but simple macros. Simple macros, just like pi 3.14, count 100, false always 0, capital Delhi, otherwise we can take any string constant. So one identifier assigned with a particular constant value. One time we are assigning floating value, next time integer, next time integer, next string types are there. Entire the okay entire information is assigned to each and every identifiers of that identifiers of that variable. All these identifiers are also called as macros. In the following of the program, okay, pi always representing 3.141, count always representing 100. Like that, we can use this. Okay, it is very simple to use, so that's why this type of macros are called as simple macros. Let us verify. Let us verify example program. Okay. Okay. So in that way, we can verify. Uh, okay. In that way, we can justify our concept, that is a simple macro using has defined. Okay. Instead of 5, we can use count, false as well as capital. So just a simple macro. Already we are very well known about how to use simple macros. That matter is enough. Okay, next come to undefined, hash undefined. Okay, we'll discuss later about the undefined. Next, we are going to verify the next one, augmented macro. So here also augmented macro is, okay, in the previous one, pi value is given, count value is given, false and capital values are directly given. But here augmented vector, augmented matrix, macro, these are also macros. Okay, macros contains particular arguments. Argument means uh, passing para passing values to the macros. Okay, already we discussed about arguments. Arguments are nothing but passing values to that passing values. So here for passing value for passing values to the macros is called as argument macros. Okay, let us define a SQR, that is the square root of x. Okay, for suppose if our input is x, for suppose x equal to 5. Okay, what our expectation? Square means 5 into 5, 25. Cube 5 into 5 into 5, 3, 5 power 3. So that is the cube. So that is calculated here. So here have to define macro and the calculation part of the macro also we must define. So that is the matter of augmented macro. So for suppose in the first example SQR of x. So for calculating square root we are passing only one parameter. X is a variable. For x variable we are passing any numerical value, 1, 2 or any numerical value it allows. So for suppose if you take 2, okay, the x is assigned with 2. Next, the 2 is passed to the definition part of the square root. What is the definition part? X into x. What is x? Already we are given 2. 2 into 2. 4 will be written. The same procedure you can apply here. Cube of x. Again, you can pass one argument value for x, that is 3 or 2. If you take 2, 3, okay, it goes to its okay, it goes to the following part. Next, we can define some of the biggest macros also. Maximum of a comma b. We have to find maximum of a comma b. Have to find minimum of a comma b. Okay, let us verify the meaning and definition of that macro. We are passing three macro values. Two values to macro. What is the macro? Minimum and maximum. Okay, a less than b. If it is true, a will be written. If it is false, b will be written. The same thing we can apply minimum of a comma b. Okay, in the following definition, a less than b. If it is true, a will be written. Otherwise, b. So next in the following procedure, STREQ. STREQ means string equal or not. We are passing two strings differently, s1 and s2. If it is both are equal, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. How it is for this macro? What is the definition? According to the string handling functions, strcmp. Strcmp returns 0, -1, 1. If both are string 1 and string 2 difference is 0, then both are equal. Then streq means string equal. If it is true, then it returns 1, otherwise it returns false. That is the mechanism. So with this example, okay, with this definition and example statements, we can verify one of the program uh, to perform this macro arguments to the macros. Okay, let us verify. Okay, before that you have to give hash include stdio dot h. Okay, define some of the macros. Define, okay, sqr square of x. Had to define what is a square. How we can define the square? To multiply x's. 2x's. Okay, first you have to pass x value to square. Okay, next that will calculated the following part as define cube of x. What is the meaning of that cube? X into x into x. Okay, let us verify with these two examples in our program. Okay, it's very simple. In the main printf uh, the value, or directly we can print the squares. Okay, calculate square of 10. Calculate square of 10. SQR of 10. Okay. What will be the output? The output becomes 100. Okay, here I used uppercase letters, but here I used only small case letters. You must use any one of the case, either it is uppercase letter or lowercase letter. Okay, square root of 10. Square root of 10 is percentage d. Then you can find the answer. Square root of 10 is 100. Okay, right? In that way, we can apply. Next, in the next case, we can pass one variable. Int a. Okay, a equal to 3. Then what will be output? A. Next, okay, what will be the output? A square. A square means 2 square. Answer will be 4. A equal to 3. Then answer will be 9. In that. Next, in the following, have to use the cube also. Okay. Cube also. Cube. Just have to use the macro cube of A. So what is A value? 3. square of 3 equal to 9. Okay, 9 cube means, okay, that answer will be printed here. Okay, calculation square of a is 9, cube is 20. In that way we can use the macros. Okay, it's very simple, just to define what function you need, not only the square root and a cube. Okay, there are so many functions as per our requirement. Here we can find the minimum and maximum value also. Okay, let us verify that example also in this program. Okay, hash define min of two variables. Next, how we can define the two variables? A less than B, less than B, question mark A, otherwise B. Okay, let us verify this minimum. Okay, okay, let us check. Okay, the variables, no problem. Here two variables are there. Okay, printf find min value, min value, okay, percentage T out of min of 10, 3, 10, 4. What will be the output? 4 will be the output. Semicolon miss. Okay, all of you, our session is going to close within 1 minute. Okay, let us restart again. It is a program to find minimum and maximum. Okay, we know the logic, but along with the logic, we are using macro. In the macro, we are passing two values, A and B, that is calculated according to the uh, conditional operator that will return from, we can pass argument to the min macro function, min macro. That macro will returns one of the value as output to our program. Okay, we are passing two arguments 10 and 4 by using that uh, min macro that must decide which is the minimum value. Okay, here 4 is the minimum value that will be print in our output. Okay, the find the maximum value, that min value, that is the 4 according to the macro definition. So that is, in that way we can pass the argument to the macros. So in that way we can utilize the simple methods as a argument macro. Next method. Okay, next method, nested macros. It is also just depends on the macro, argumented macro, and some extensions of the argumented macros. Okay, here you can see has defined m is a m value 5, has defined n. Okay, the n definition depends on previous m. What is the previous m? 5. Now n value equal to, m value equal to uh, m plus 1. What is m value? 5 value. So here nested macro, one macro definition depends on the previous defined macro. So that is the nested macro. Come to the following part. Hash defines square of x. And square x definition is x into x. So that is the square x. Next, hash define cube of x equal to, directly we can use x into x thrice. So that is also cube. Okay, just a minute. Okay. In this example, cube x already in the previous example. What is the previous example? Cube equal to x into x three times. Here, q definition is different. Cube of x equal to square of x into x. So same meaning. Here, square of x into x are equal to x into x three times. Both are equal. But here, cube x is depends on square of x. In this definition of cube of x, is depends on the square of x. Square of x into 1. Okay, in that way, so it is a nested macro. One more example again. Sixth of x, and sixth power x means that is depends on square of x into cube of x. Otherwise, six times we have to represent x into x into x into like that. I have to multiply x six times instead of that many number of times. Here also that many number of calculations are occurring, but we are using nested macro. Mathematically, it is very simple. So one macro depends on previous defined macro. So that is called nested macro. Let us verify the example program. Okay, wait a minute. Uh, okay, here nested macro. As per the previous definitions, we discussed previously two methods: simple macro and augmented macro. So first two methods are the simple macro, simple macro. M. What is M value? 5 value. Next, what is define N? N macro definition depends on the previous macro. What is previous macro? M macro. M macro is 5. Now, what is n value? M plus 5 means n equal to 6. So, so n depends on previous macro. So n is a nested macro of m. Next, come to the augmented macros. So, SQR of x equal to x square. So that is defined directly. Next, come to the cube. Cube is nothing but x into x three times. Instead of that, we are using the previous defined macro. What is previous defined macro here? SQR is nothing but square. Square into x equal to, okay, square into x. Square into x means cube. Okay, like that. The cube is depends on the square. Next, sixth of x means x power 6. How we can represent x into 3? 6 times we have to represent. 6 times we have to multiply. Instead of that one, we can use the previous definitions. Square of x into cube of x. Both is equal to 6 sixth of x. So in that way, we can minimize our very big statement into simple statement by using the previous statements. Let us verify with the program example. Okay, here, here. So how we can represent the cube SQR of x into x. So in that way, directly we can represent. Okay, here the same example. What is square root? Square root of a means 9 will be displayed. Cube of 9 into 9 into 3. Now 3 into 3 into 3. 3 times 3 power 3. So that is the value. So in that way we can apply cube. So here small, I use small case letter, so that is the wrong. SQR. Okay. A value is 3. Now a square equal to 9, a cube equal to 27. In that way, discuss about nested macros. Okay, so with this concept we finished macro substitution directives. So the macro substitution directives by using hash define, we discuss about three macros: a simple macro, argumented macro, and a nested macro. Okay, next we can we can define we can discuss one more information as define pi 3.141. Okay, next hash und undef hash undef pi hash undef pi. So here, once we declare pi by using undefined, after undefining a particular macro, that will not affect in the following of the program. For suppose for suppose print printf printf pi value pi value hash. Okay, without as undefined, the values will be printed. Okay, no problem. 3.141 is printed. Okay, if you apply hash undefined of pi, okay, that will not reflect to our program. Okay, that is getting the error. What is the error? Pi was not declared in this code. Why? Already we defined pi value 3.141. Next we use one more statement undefined. So undefined means the definition is deleted. Then how the pi value reflect in the following of the program? That is not possible. So that is the error. So that's why that error is occurring. If you delete that undefined, then only we will get the answer 3.141. Otherwise, if you are using undefined, not only pi, any macro you define, and also you have to undefine that value. Okay, then that reflect will not affect the program. So that is the undefining. So in that way we can finish that method. Okay, next come to the one more part of the preprocessor director. Just it takes only 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes. Please wait and let us finish with this program, with this concept, and close the session. Okay, it takes only five, at most. Within 5 minutes, I will finish. No problem. Okay, come to the come to this method. Hash include directives. Okay, we know already we use a hash include for every program. Okay, what type of libraries we added? Hash include stdio.h, conio.h, and stdlib and math.h, like that. That functions that header files are included into the program. What is the total meaning? Hash. Okay, hash include stdio.h. This stdio.h and conio.h and stdlib.h are the header files, means previously defined files by the compiler, that is included to the current program with this statement. So in this syntax we followed from the first class onwards. Okay, so by using include, we can include header files, means already defined files, to our program. Next, come to the second part, second style of the include. Hash include within double quotation file name. Okay, here hash include macro.c, hash include edition.c. Actually, this hash include macro.c, addition.c are nothing but user defined programs. User defined programs means, okay, here we can give our program name. That programs will access to the current program. Previously, you can implement one program that will be access to the current program. Then we can access the, we can use the some calculation part, some formulas which is already defined in the previous program. So this include part provide the link between previous programs to the current program. So in the above include part, it links between header files to the current program. What is the use of header files? Header files inclusion. Uh, so many system defined functions are will be accessed to the program. Here also, in the previous program, in the previous your program that is called as user-defined program that is now accessible in the current program. So in the example, we can verify that one also. That is the last part in our discussion. Please wait. It takes only just a minute. Okay. Here in this program, what is the program name? We can access this program only. Okay. This program name is d2 dot okay, d2.c. I will store this program as d2.c. What are the variables we define here? One is pi, next one is square, and next one is the cube. We can access this macros in our following file also. Create one file. Uh, create one file hash include dio.h. So it is the basic. Next, hash include within double quotation d2 d underscore 2 dot c. So that is previously defined file. How now we can access that file to the current program. int int main int main okay, printf printf pi value pi value. Actually, the pi value is not defined here, but pi value defined in the d2.c. So pi. Okay, here we are not defined, but we are accessing. Next, printf printf uh, square of square of 3 is percentage d sqr of 3. So that will be printed. That will be accessed from the previous file. Next, printf cube of 4 cube of 4 percentage d cube cube 4. So all these files, all these okay, where we define here in this program, we are not defined pi or square or cube, but define in the d underscore 2 dot c. In that file only we define the values. Okay, only because of hash include within double quotation that program. The program is we can access the program directly here. What are the variables are declared? What are the methods are declared? All the variables and methods are accessed here. So that's why only we can access pi and all these things values. It is a new program. Dot C. Right here in this compilation. Uh, just a minute. previous definition. Okay, let us verify what is the problem. File where you, but the two files must be saved in a single directory. Okay, right, right. So both directories are different. So that's why we are getting error. So okay, I have to save this file in the same path, preprocessor dot c. Existing. No, yes, we are getting error again. Just a minute. Open, define, the define. Just a minute. No problem. Here we can see here macro.c we can define. Okay. Okay. Your program must not contain main function. So that is the restriction. Here D2 contains some main function is there. I have to delete that main function. Okay, then you can save. Then you can save. Then you can run your D3 and it will be executed. No error. Okay. Okay. The pi value. Okay. The pi value and square value and cube value. Okay, what is the reference of file? So D2 file. So D2 file contains only some macros. So now the macro is accessible through this line. We can access macro of file, macro of SQR, macro of cube. In that way, we can access the macros or any additional or variable definitions. Otherwise, we can okay, uh, x equal to 10. Okay, int x equal to 10. Just I will try what will be happen. So that must be in main of the function. Don't try like that. Okay, so here one file must be with macros or any additional information, but one file must be one main function. The main function can access all properties from the previous defined file. So in that way, our include section we will finish. Okay, so two type of first model we can access header files which are supported, which are defined by the professionals. So that header files contains more number of functions just like the macros. Next, in the following part, we can access previously defined file. That file must contain some of the macros or some of the constant values, but not the main function. Then we can access to the current program. Okay, so we can finish our session with this discussion. Any doubts? Okay, so with this concept, we completed total of the pre-processor direct. Okay, no, no. Next day we will discuss about the conditional compilation. It takes half an hour only time. Then we can start the file programs also. So that is our say. That is